Okay, it's actually July 4th, Independence Day, also my anniversary, which I never refer to as Independence Day. Actually, we got a lot of things that are going on here, and I want to talk to you about some of them and just give you an idea of what's going on. So first of all, I want to let you know that both cyber guys are... Start over. So first, I want to let you know on something that both our securities are here and myself, Adam and myself, are taking part in, and that is the charity beard shave event. Shave That Beard, which is essentially a bunch of IT folks spearheaded by Simplex-IT fan and Pax8 cybersecurity guy and overall rounding up decent person Matt Lee and some other folks who, if we raise over $100,000 between now and November, we will actually all shave our beards for charity. Some of the charities that we're raising funds for is Women Who Code, Bits and Bytes, Hackers for Vets, Diversity Cyber Council, Bike Walk Wichita, and there'll be some others added. And it's a pretty cool thing, and you'll be hearing more about that between now and November. But the bottom line is take a look at this GoFundMe link and please donate some money. I'm itching for you to meet my chin. Okay, that didn't sound right. Another thing that happened from a supporting standpoint is, as you know, or do now anyway, we recently moved in order to cut down square footage and actually get out of a basement over to 4490 Darrow Road, literally a couple of blocks up and across the street from where we used to be. And we had too much furniture because with everybody working from home, we cut down on the number of offices. And we ended up making good use of that extra furniture. We ended up giving away about 7 desks, a whole bunch of chairs, some other tables, all of that kind of fun stuff to Habitat for Humanity. Here's a picture of not all of the stuff we gave away because there was more after that, but they came by and picked that up last week. And we really, really hope and absolutely expect that they'll put this furniture to great use. On another note, the Malted Meeple, which was the board game and bar in Hudson, they closed their doors permanently in June. But they did so, and they raised over $9,000 for the Alzheimer's Association through, among other things, selling a majority of the games that they had. But when they were done, they still had a bunch of games left. And I spoke with the owner, Jim Reed, who graciously partnered with Simplex-IT for a number of our annual Geek Raffle events supporting Hattie Larlam. And Jim and his wife were good enough to donate to Simplex-IT, sort of Simplex-IT, give me all of their remaining games, which is about 75 or so board games. Here's a picture of them at the office. So I can try to find a new home for them. So if you know of some kind of organization that could really take advantage of a good chunk, if not all, of these games, let me know. No cost, no strings attached, no salesman will call, but we just wanted these games to do what games do best, which is get people together to have a good time. So contact me if you're interested, and thanks, Jim, and thanks everybody who was involved with the Malted Meeple for years of memories and some great games. Also, in the chat, you're going to see a couple of links to a couple of open positions we've got for Level 2 techs. And you want to join this team? Be part of this? Okay, be part of them because they're the ones who... Anyway, we're a fast-growing group. We're pretty good at what we do. You want to be part of it. Speaking of games, in August, we usually get together and have some fun. This year's no exception. So on Thursday, August 11th, from 4:30 to 6:30, once again, we're taking our fun over to the Quarter Up Bar, which is down in the valley here, more towards Akron, from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. This place is really cool. They've got about 20 or 30 arcade games, pinball machines, all of that kind of fun stuff. And we keep the quarters running. We give everybody a couple of drink tickets, and we keep the bar food, the appetizers going, and all that. It's free. It's just a networking event. No sales pitch, no nothing. But we'd love to see you there, friends, family, whatever. And take advantage of that and spread the word. We've got a sale. Okay. Patty over in sales and marketing had this really great idea. Don't tell her I said that. of let's just try to make a special offer and see if that generates anything. So here's the deal. For any new pure managed agreement or co-managed agreement that is signed by July 31st, we will give you 10% off the first 3 months of the managed service portion of the agreement. And that is first time we're trying something like this. Let's see what happens. We'll put something in the comments or link here, or it's in the newsletter or whatever. The final thing I want to talk about is change. And obviously we're in IT, and IT change is like what we do. It's part of our business. It's why we're here. Worst William Shatner impression ever. But what I want to talk about is especially some of the changing requirements that are either driven by your supply chain of organizations, such as folks who work with DoD who have CMMC requirements, and or the insurance providers, where insurance companies are insisting on certain levels of security being implemented prior to them either acknowledging, signing you up, doing whatever. The problem is that everybody's moving the goalposts. And the same thing's happening most recently with Microsoft, where they introduced their new commerce experience. They put these requirements in place and these deadlines, and then they're changing things. And in the case of Microsoft, they're making it so that it doesn't have to be done quite as quickly. In the case of some CMMC stuff, they've made it so that the requirements change, whatever. But here's the problem, and it's one that we share with you, is that this is expensive, and especially on the cybersecurity standpoint. We have clients who have been fortunate enough never to have been hacked, never to have a security issue, never to have whatever, but who did not have security properly implemented. And now they're being asked and or required to have these security requirements implemented in order for them to even continue doing business the way they did with their clients and with their supply chain. And the problem is that this stuff is expensive. There have been studies that have basically shown that for any organization to become involved with the CMMC requirements, which are required in order for people to work with the DoD, even if you're not directly working with the DoD, you could be looking at a minimum of 6 figures investment, your investment, in order for you to be able to just maintain and still do what you're doing with the vendors and clients that you've been doing it with. And this is tough. And this is, in some cases, backbreaking. But the problem is, it's not us. We're not the ones who are generating these requirements. And honestly, we're faced with the same dilemma. As we continue to learn and improve, and I had Adam and Kevin were down at a conference for a week, better understanding what the requirements are from our standpoint and what the options are for both our clients as well as ourselves. And they're all expensive, or we turn away business. And all I can say is that this is a learning process. Do we become early adopters and then run the risk of, well, it turns out that they changed the requirements and made them easier, in which case we overspent, or harder, in which case we didn't spend the right money in the right places? Or there could actually be money that's generated or created by the government that will offset some of the costs, but not for people who've already done it, or give rewards for people who've done it earlier. We don't know. And unfortunately, it is one of those things that's maddening. And I wish I could wave a magic wand and make it so that we made all of the smart decisions that we'd find out 6 months from now or a year from now. So to everyone out there who is dealing with this, we're all in this together. And the only thing that we can't do is stick our heads in the sand and say, we don't need to deal with it. It'll be taken care of down the road. But in some cases, organizations may have to make the decision of, we're not going to compete in that world anymore because it's gotten too expensive. If you remember, something similar like this happened with HIPAA about 5 or 10 years ago, but it happened a lot less aggressively in some ways. In this case, it's pretty rough. Now, we are looking to add some additional resources and additional partnerships that are going to help us and help our clients make a smoother transition along these lines. And we're still evaluating vendors along that path. So, in any case, to all of you, happy belated Independence Day, and let's have some fun.